Hi. In this very special episode, you are about to embark on a journey where I experience a movie moment, Brian eats a pizza for our ASMR listeners while we go into the Twilight Zone. I am JTG and this is Big Boys.
This episode of the Big Boys Podcast is brought to you in part by our very own podcasting platform, Anchor. Anchor is a great podcasting platform and has all the resources for every type of podcaster out there, whether big or small, tall or not tall. Whether you're just starting out or you've been podcasting since the dawn of time, Anchor is a great platform and uses all sorts of great things. All the tools you need to make a perfect podcast. Yes, that's right, I said perfect, because that's what Anchor brings. Perfect podcasting for every podcaster who longs to be perfect. Anyways, back to our show.
You son of a bitch.
What's going
on? Well, I was just cozying up because old Sorrel's here was gonna have himself a nap apparently, and
correction, old Sorrel's here had himself a nap. It was awesome. Yeah, I loved every moment of it.
You always do, man. Yeah. You always do. What's happening there? Are you still getting set up? I could hear myself, by the way, through the speakers. So you need to fix that.
I don't know. I'm not doing anything different.
All right. Well,
here's what I can do. You can lower the volume. You should pick yourself up near as much.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that to you this time because you did say that you wanted to incur some more responsibility on this podcast. I think I used that word right, incur. You wanted to do some sound editing, which hey man.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Just so long as we're able to shoot one of these guys out every week. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'll just pop out the second one. Just because I pretty much already got it good to go. And then I'll send you obviously this one and then all the other ones we have, and I'll let you do that. I think what I want to do in the future is maybe you could do the intro for the podcast, and then I'll do the outro. What do you think about that?
I guess I'm not sure what all that entails, but sure.
Well, I mean, you listened to the first episode, right?
Yeah.
All you got to do is mimic that. All I would say is there's something on the Spotify app and on the Anchor app that I want to incorporate where our dear listeners are able to press a button and leave us voice messages with any comments or concerns or what have you, inquiries. So, make note of that. And dear listener, if you are hearing the beginning of this episode and I am talking in the beginning of it, then we'll know that John here fell short.
Okay.
So, basically, all you got to do, man, is give him a summary of what the episode's going to be. Because as of right now, I'm just kind of giving a summary of what I think the episode's going to be. Because it's been, many a week since I've gone back and listened to them. I give the summary, which is the intro, and then I go and I edit it, and then I give the actual, summary of what they just listened to. But if you're doing the audio editing, you heard it here first. Then why don't you edit it, and then you will have fresh ears off of it, so you can summarize what they're going to listen to, and we have two different takes. Two different takes for some wild content.
All right.
Yeah. What?
Go ahead and I see you're already going ahead and prepping our listeners for disappointment. That's very wise.
Yeah. Well, that's
yeah.
That's the inside scoop that I want to give them, is that, like, as they're hearing this, they already see. That's the mind fuck of this podcast, because as they're hearing this conversation, they're hearing it post-mortem, because either you've lived up to it or you haven't, and I'm still doing all that goddamn work.
Yeah. I was mainly just thinking about giving the audio a quick master real quick.
Well, that's fine, dude. And you can't listen to it as well? That's.
Oh, no, I would have to listen to it simultaneously.
Well, that's my point. So do that. And then all you have to do afterwards is just say, hey, this is John the Great, or whatever the fuck you want your intro to be. You know, this is what you're going to hear in this episode. Be sure to leave us a message on Spotify or Anchor on the voice message button. We'll word that better in the future, but there's a button there they can press, and then they can, leave us a message. Just say that, like, subscribe, tell your tribe, all that stuff, and then on towards the and then it's onto the conversation. But make sure that when you send it back to me, send me the master version of the conversation, but then also your intro has got to be separate, so I could put the music, because like through the Anchor app, they have like preset beats and stuff, but it's easier to edit all that stuff if I do it as separate files. So, how's that for an inside scoop, dear listener?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, man. Nap, you say?
Yeah, it was great. So like I said, our team won our trivia league last night. That was cool.
How many fucking nights you playing trivia, dog?
Oh, well, it's usually just every Tuesday, but last night was the tournament. I guess they did it in like I think there was like 2 halves over this past year. And they took the top 4 teams, or top 5, I forget how many there were, from each location. So there was the Drunken Donkey in Louisville, and then the one in the Colony, and then there was a tournament.
Okay, I didn't realize there was more than one donkey drunk.
Yeah. There used to be more locations, but over the years, the business has gone through, I think, a change in ownership, and the only locations left are the Louisville one, which is the original, and then the Colony one. And
the others, the mule just kicked the bucket, huh?
Yep. And
I mean, a mule is different than a donkey. I know that, but I'm just saying, for the sake of puns.
For the sake of the joke, yes, yeah.
Yeah. The mule kicked the bucket. Okay.
I mean, it's the closest to a movie moment I've ever been involved with, because some backstory here: the guy that hosts the thing, and then there's a lady. She doesn't actually work for the establishment, but she does like their marketing or whatever. And she's kind of helping with the trivia thing. Well, we ran into some stuff sideways with our team where they accused one of our members of cheating, and we weren't cheating. And so we sat out a couple weeks. And even after sitting out a couple weeks for that first half, it's like we still ended up making third, because they do this weekly, but not everybody's involved in the tournament. Like, so when you're in the tournament, you have an official roster exceeding no more than 10.
I didn't realize you were feeding us some hot goss here. What? How did the accusation of you guys cheating go about? Like, how does one? I mean, I guess you're just on the phone while looking at.
Yeah, that's what people claim. And then there was some other issue about some people that are on our team, because one of the girls who's kind of our unofficial team captain, there's no official team captain, but she's kind of the unifying person. She worked at that place for a long time. That's where we all know her from. And so we've all formed this team. And
kind of like how the Avengers came together.
Exactly. Yeah. We were the Avengers Initiative version of that establishment.
Yeah.
And well, so we ended up placing third in that first quarter, and we were like, man, that's pretty sweet. Like, we sat out 2 weeks and still got third. All right. And then this last one that just ended, I think we might have also been second or third. I can't remember. But basically, it was enough to get us into the playoffs. And so the difference is at the playoffs, you're competing against the top teams from both locations, and the first three people got cash money. You got basically currency in both what they call donkey dollars, which is basically a gift card. It's redeemable like cash at the restaurant. So we received both United States and donkey currency. And then
donkey.
And then some of the other teams, they just got donkey currency, and then the bottom teams got like consolation prizes. But it was the closest I've been to a movie moment, because we were in like fourth place, so it's like, all we're gonna do is get donkey money. Well, they at the end of the trivia, there's always a bonus question, and you wager points up to 15, and if you get it right, you get those extra points, but if you get it wrong, you lose them. And we just it was like our Hail Mary. We had one guy on the team who was like confident that he knew it, and we just went with it, and you know, a few other people kind of spot checking, thinking I think he's right, we're not sure, but we risked it all, and we came out the other side, and it was exciting. Yeah, we bet it all 15, got it right, and we came in first, and like I said, after the drama of what had happened before, and then being down and betting the points, like it was the closest I've ever been to a movie moment.
Man, you guys are like a real miracle of Alaska story there.
Yeah, I was saying, okay, if they make a movie, who's going to play everybody? You know, and
if they make a movie,
yeah, exactly, about our trivia victory.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Miracle on Ice, but
yeah, you never know who could be listening out here in L.A. Yeah, maybe maybe
so
John Singleton.
If we're going to dramatize it, you know, let's dramatize it. We don't have to necessarily be super accurate. So I was thinking, who could play me? I originally started with Jason Momoa, but I was like, nah. What about the Redbeard guy from Game of Thrones? That might be cool. I forget what his name is. Christopher something.
I don't know. I've seen him. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's definitely some Scandinavian actor. And that's kind of where I was at. I was like, yeah, I mean, that would be really cool.
He's like the AI version of you.
Yeah.
I was going to say like the AI art version of you if he was living. If the AI
yeah, like if AI did a caricature of me.
Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah.
It made me jacked.
Oh, is he jacked? I haven't really watched Game of Thrones. I just noticed that, you know.
I mean, I'm sure he's in great shape. I doubt he looks like, you know, me. But so.
I doubt he looks like a guy who goes to regular bar trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's good, man. I'm glad. So are you guys, you're going
so that might have been
tonight, right?
Yeah. Right? So basically now the whole thing is starting over. Like, presumably, if following the same pattern, like a year from now, there would be another tournament. So.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So wait, you guys won the whole thing yesterday, and it's already starting over, and it's like a year-long thing?
So my understanding, they just play every week. And
okay, but like it's nobody's keeping points the whole year round of who's winning the most trivia, right? That sounds fucking insane.
Maybe it's not an entire year, but yeah. Basically, I forget exactly when it is. Maybe they're in quarters, not halves. I don't remember exactly when we joined in, but or basically when the next tournament is. I'm trying to remember when we started playing.
Well, wait, I thought you said you're going in again tonight.
Oh, I am going tonight.
Okay, so but it's is it fucking an exhibition? When does the actual trivia tournament?
I'm honestly not sure when the next one is. To be honest with you, but basically what it is we submitted a roster. So there's basically you're accruing points throughout the whole thing. Think of it like playoffs, you know.
I will not, but go ahead.
Yeah, and so you could have you basically have nightly winners. And you got to think some people playing every week may not be in the tournament because they may not have registered for it. Like, for example, you might have a team that's just like there that 1 week, and they're like, "Oh, let's play trivia. That'd be fun." And then they're not like regular.
Oh, you mean they have a life?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Gotcha. Those damn bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not you though, guy. Not you.
Not me.
So what was the do you remember what was the winning trivia question?
It was, you had to put in order from, he gave you basically a list of several cities, and you had to put from most recent to furthest away which one had a major sports team win a championship.
Oh, well, it's
from most recent. And so that included baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. And so which city of the list he gave you, there was like 4 from most recent, 4 or 5. I think it might have been 5. Most recent to furthest away winning a championship.
It sounds like right up fucking Kieran's alley. I wouldn't know any of that shit.
Yeah, I would have had no idea. Thankfully, we had that one guy on our team. His name is Matt. We now call him Matty Ice.
Nice.
And, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smooth as ice.
Yeah, he just had that freak memory that came out right at that moment, and it was just like, that's why I say it's like a movie moment.
Good for him. Good for having a Rain Man on the team. That's always always comes in clutch, apparently.
Which I'm still waiting for mine. You know, I feel like I know all kind of useless stuff, but it just never quite comes out. Like, certainly not that dramatically, you know.
That's what the podcast is for, man. It's all practice for that dramatic moment in your time. That little Giants one time.
Mm-hmm.
But you're never gonna beat me in a bike race, motherfucker.
Never gonna what?
What is it? It might. I might be remembering it. In the, you know, he's got the speech, and that's how he gets the kids all pumped up. Is that once that he bet that who am I trying to say here? I keep on almost calling him Mel Brooks. Fucking Rick Moranis, right? He's getting the kids pumped up because the one time he beat his brother in a race, and I think it was a bicycle race, but maybe it was a foot race. And they're all like, "You beat Kevin O'Shea in a race?" "One time I did." In translation, he got his ass whipped every other time. But yeah.
But he has that one time.
Yeah. And now, kids, I know you're going to get out in that field and you're going to get your ass kicked like 9 times out of 10. But hey, maybe one time they'll be looking the other way, or, you know.
Yeah, they'll trip.
Yeah, exactly. You could be the deer on Nat Geo who makes it. Or the antelope, more accurately.
Where the deer and the antelope play.
Hold on to range.
Yeah.
I do miss it sometimes, but then at the same time, I don't want to be forced to have to go back there, you know? Hold up, I think that's my pizza. Keep our listeners keep our listeners entertained. Say some shit.
Hey, I'm saying, in this moment, you will imagine a man getting up and getting his pizza. Imagine a man so overwhelmed with hunger that okay, you're back. Huh.
Yeah, for now.
I'm glad, because I didn't know where I was going with that.
What did you start with?
I was just originally decided kind of just describe the situation, and was trying to go into a Twilight Zone kind of thing. Like, imagine a man so overwhelmed with hunger, like, you know. Dude,
it's because it's Pizza Hut again.
Okay.
And that's how they fucking get. Because what happened was, so like, I don't know if I told you, but last week, I dropped my phone in a puddle, which I know most. Yeah, you mentioned that. Most phones these days are, you know, a water preventative. I don't know what the exact term is, but you can generally drop it in water, and then as long as you pick it up immediately, it's going to be okay. Like, I knew that the phone fell out of my jacket pocket, which I'm never going to put in my jacket pocket ever again. But I had realized that it fell out, but I couldn't see where it landed, and I didn't find it in a puddle until like too many minutes later. So it slowly died on me. Anyways, I'm having to re-download all the apps again. And I'm just thinking, and I was just, obviously I needed to do some grocery shopping. I needed to be more productive. But I was just like, I think I have some Pizza Hut points, and why the one time they actually knocked on my door. Hold up. Go back to the Twilight Zone.
Imagine a man so overwhelmed by hunger, he feels he can out-pizza the hut. They say no man out-pizzas the hut. However, one man will try. One man consumed by greed and hunger succumbs to the temptations of a buttery crust. We will see the events unfold here tonight. Will he leave a tip? Will it render him? Will he control pizza? Or will pizza control him? Find out as we watch a man who, to the naked eye, appears to be an ordinary man. An ordinary man. So at the control of sauce, bread, and cheese. 3 simple ingredients. Are they more than the sum of their parts? Who knows? Some may say they equal more when put together. And he got a Mountain Dew.
Dude, I'm getting kind of jealous here. It sounds like you're actually having more fun by yourself.
I don't know. The people listening are like, okay, that's humorous. And be like, oh, God, he's still going. Hurry up. Please, get back.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Guy needed a signature, a merchant copy signature this time. That's a fucking first.
Yeah.
Usually I don't even realize they knocked, and like I just go out and check the door, and it's like a pizza fairy has fucking left my dinner for me.
They just leave it sitting on the ground.
Right? Yeah. Just has a boot printed on top of it. Like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Honestly, the points that you earn are pretty good, because I've done that before. And sometimes, you can just cash them in whenever you're broke or want a little extra or something.
Well, here's the kicker. I really didn't even have that many points. But I was that's how lazy I get to be sometimes. Where like I'm already here, as in other words, the phone's already in my hands. And so that's enough,
Yeah, I hear you.
And if you're wondering, yes, I am going to eat on this podcast.
Oh, for our ASMR listeners out there.
I was going to say, it's I got to catch up with you, man. It's my turn to get a little gross for, I don't want you to feel left out.
Believe me, I didn't. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for our ASMR listeners out there, Brian is now devouring a pizza. What do we get? Toppings? Can we get a description of toppings for visual for our people?
So I got me one of those sweet ass pizza melts. It's it's a meat lovers.
A pizza melt?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Is that kind of like a calzone or like a hot pocket?
It's basically like a calzone that hasn't been fully enclosed. So therefore, but it's a calzone. But yeah, with a different patent, I guess.
I guess the question now is it more like a calzone or is it more like a hot pocket? Hot pocket.
If it was more like a hot pocket, I would be enraged because those are small and usually frozen in the middle.
Oh yeah. Tell you what, that is a big place where we're lacking is the microwave technology. Imagine the amazing, like look where we're getting with AI.
Yeah.
Like where we're getting with technology nowadays. It's pretty scary, but at the same time, we still cannot make a microwave that can cook food remotely even.
Well, it's true, but like you have numbskulls like myself, who are, I guess more concerned with the abilities for modern science to allow me to relish more in my vanity, versus having A decent hot meal.
Relish in your vanity. Are you talking about like beauty products?
Well, I mean, like, dude, every like AI photo, like for instance, the cover for our podcast, part of that is from an AI. Like my version is from an AI photo. I'm like, if that fucker ever comes to life, I'm obsolete. Like I've never looked that fucking good in my life.
Maybe I need to get some AI photos for a dating profile. That'd be sweet.
There you go. Yeah. Well, they still have like, I mean, if you want to get like that one, that's good. Like one that are obvious, like cartoons. But the other ones look fucking disturbing. If you try to get one that looks like a real version of you, because they still haven't figured out the eyes yet.
Yeah, they can make some nightmare fuel. I've seen some people post some stuff that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks cool. Sometimes I don't know.
But my point being is, you know,
it'd be like Blade Runner. It's gonna lead into replicants.
Exactly. You know, I'll bitch about a hot pocket being cold in the middle, but will I still finish it? Absolutely.
Oh, of course. You know, we're not wasteful.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like the scientists hearing this are like, well, we could improve it, but what's the fucking point? You're not, you know, I'm not giving them incentive.
If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't use my microwave all that often. I generally reheat food in the oven, or now a lot of times in the air fryer. The air fryer was a game changer.
I was gonna say, man, yeah, you have drifted into almost you know, cooking for real now.
Yeah, like,
which, you know, hey, I'll throw some stuff in the oven from time to time, man. But to
me, the quality, especially reheating something like pizza, I was always very dissatisfied with the results of the microwave. But you reheat it in the oven or the air fryer, now we're on to something.
I'm sorry, you put pizza in an air fryer?
Yeah, it's basically a small convection oven. You just put it in there, run it for a few minutes.
Huh, every time I think of like an air fryer, I think of like making like a fucking roast beef or something like that. But also, I don't know anything about cooking, so.
And I mean, I'm going to be honest too, I'm not 100% sure what you said right then, but.
Yeah, no, that was for the ASMR peeps.
Yeah, there you go, guys.
That was a good crunch. That was a good one.
Maybe they'll fall asleep to it.
God, I hope that's the outcome.
Yeah, they're going to be listening like, yeah, I can hear the pizza.
Not bad. And listen, Pizza Hut, I am not dogging on you about the taste. It's a fine melt I'm eating here.
Yeah, because let's think about it. After all, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
So the legend goes.
That's a, I would say, like, more of a threat, really.
Oh. Well, the other part of that problem, though, is no one may out-pizza the Hut. But they certainly out-pizza my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get zits! And I'll probably...
Pizza is one of those things where it's hard for me to have, like, any control when I order it. Because I certainly want to have leftovers and, you know... So I end up ordering, like, way too much. I mean, it eventually gets eaten, don't get me wrong. But...
Well, see, here's the problem. For me, personally. And maybe because I'm eating on the podcast and I'm feeling subconscious about it.
That's where we are in life, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is I ordered another one of these for the idea of having leftovers, because you gotta order so much in order for them to deliver it, right? You have to have so many products to rack up the bill higher, so they'll deliver it, because you can't just order like a melt and that's it. That's not enough for the delivery charge or whatever.
What's the point of paying the delivery fee?
So yeah, if I'm going to get that delivery fee, you know, the idea is to have the leftovers. But I don't know that I'm going to initially get full right after eating this, because obviously I was on the brink of existence if I'm ordering fucking Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
You know? So I ordered a significant amount, with the idea of like, oh, I'll have leftovers, quote unquote, but we shall see after I get through this one, which I'm still kind of feeling pretty hungry. So
I don't care what anyone says. Like, say what you want about Pizza Hut's pizza. We could argue all day about who's got better pizza,
Could we? All day?
Huh?
I mean, could we all day? But who are we kidding? Yes, we could.
Yeah. Because not only do you have the other chains, Domino's and Papa John's, and then you got all the, smaller independent places or other smaller chains like Marco's. I mean, most everybody would agree like an independent pizzeria is better, but
riveting content for the podcast.
But I will say, Pizza Hut's wings, like their wings are solid. Like sometimes I've thought about going and just getting the wings.
I don't necessarily know that I've ever had a bad chicken wing anywhere though.
True, know what I mean? But you just don't have as good of options. Like Domino's doesn't have as good of pizza wing options. Neither does Papa John's. Neither does Marco's, really. It's kind of like everybody runs down Arby's, but it's like, seriously, like their curly fries, pretty much everybody agrees their curly fries are awesome. So I don't know why they run down and to be honest, if you're going to Arby's and getting pretty much anything except like the standard roast beef, you're really rolling the dice anyway, so.
We cannot sound like classier guys, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, ladies, he's single.
Yeah.
A man with fast food opinions.
Yeah. But you just want to sit down and have a meal with this man as he just tries to ignite a debate with you about the difference between Papa John's and Domino's wings.
Hey, you know what? But again, it's an issue that touches our lives. Like, because no matter what anyone says, like, people eat there. Obviously, these are massive chains for a reason. Like,
I just think perhaps a classier specimen of human being, other than us, when they find themselves ingesting a Domino's wing, their thought isn't, I wonder how Papa John's is.
Well, the thought process doesn't happen exactly like that, at least not in my experience. The thought process is once you've had.
Oh, do continue, Professor Sorrell.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's fine. And it's not so much like comparing them, but it's like any idiot can notice one is better than the other. So once you've had the wings at Pizza Hut, you're like, oh, well, Domino's just doesn't have wings like this.
You hear that, you fucking idiots?
Notice those were his words, not mine.
Oh, I'm gonna level with you, buddy. I don't think we're in danger of gaining and then losing Domino's as a sponsor.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah. I don't think we're in danger of pushing away our followers at this point.
Yeah. Well. Oh boy. Oh, that was scary. I got caught in the back of the throat for a second. I had a corner piece there. Ooh. Can you believe people make money from this shit? Just sitting in front of a fucking camera and just talking about what they're eating and eating it. And people line up to subscribe for that.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, that's where we're at in social media, and there's so much of it out there, you know. Obviously, YouTube in general has the biggest payouts. That's ideally where you want to end up. But people have massive followings and so many other things, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, you know. And
yeah, I think that's the main one. I can't think of anything else to fill in that whatever.
But a lot of this can go together. Twitter's a big one, and so a lot of it is then like as you build up followers, you got percentages like if you blow up on TikTok, let's say you get 1 million followers, well, you're trying to then get as many of those to Instagram as you can, and you know you might be able to then get, you know, realistically expect half or so, give or take, and of that, or probably less. You're trying to get them onto YouTube if you're really wanting, like the monetization, the payouts. But even then, you got a smaller percentage you can realistically expect to get onto YouTube.
Yeah. See, this whole conversation right here just leads to me regurgitating the conversation we had not on the podcast. Shocking. I know that we talk when it's not recorded. But this is why I don't really necessarily want to like make an effort to be a media influencer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all that shit that whole conversation just turns me off of it, man. Like this is fun, just bullshitting with you for an hour. But like the concepts of attracting and gaining, excuse me, Pizza Hut, of gaining and trying to attract more followers and just constantly live my life online. Love you, cuz, but that life ain't for me.
Well, you got to treat it like a business. You got to think of it like that, because what attracts me about that is because I get what you're saying, and on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, like I see like that guy I work with making money from it and like basically having more control over his life instead of just continuing to work for the man. And that's tempting. Sometimes I think I was like, why the hell I need to start an Instagram and
yeah,
that's my personal one. I mean,
Okay. So in that regard, obviously the answer is yes. I guess what I'm trying to say is I see that I have a different avenue that I can go about not working for the man.
Yeah.
Which if we're even going to go further down that rabbit hole of the argument there, everyone still ends up working for the man. Like when Kieran does like his videos for Meta or for whatever, I think he's about to do one here in a bit. There's still stipulations he's got to like abide by. Like for the people that like pay for the stuff that he promotes, obviously.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess with the aspect of your work buddy, and then maybe the stuff that Kieran just does by himself, that offhand he'll get more, in turn get more money from just clicks and views and stuff that has nothing to do with paid promotion. I guess he's not working for the man in that regard. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but at the same time with that too, I get what you're saying, but you have some degree of control over that,
sure,
products you want to promote or whatever, if somebody tries to offer you like, hey, we'll do, because I talked to him about that when people were trying to offer him for stuff, and he's turned some people down because he didn't feel like he really wanted to do that product, or he didn't want to meet their list of demands or whatever,
All right, well, should we give your buddy a shout out, or does he need to be more private about that?
I mean, if people want to check him out, his Instagram is Random Diorama. He makes action figure dioramas, so he's definitely it's a little more niche. So if people are into like action figures and like the toy community, miniatures, that kind of stuff, they might really find him interesting.
Well, look out! Two more
Random Diorama on Instagram and TikTok.
Potentially another follower coming your way.
Yeah. But he also does a thing with Amazon that a lot of people don't know about, or in my experience from talking around, they seem not to know about, where you can get, I think it's like the Amazon influencer program, so if I'm calling it the right thing. But basically, I think he was saying one of the main criteria is you got to have like an Instagram or something with like at least 5,000 followers, and they allow you to make videos on merchandise. So he's just been buying merchandise, making videos on it, and putting it on like the product page. Like, for example, coffee maker. In fact, he even had me bring my coffee maker over so he could do a video on it, and my air fryer.
Nice.
And then if somebody's shopping for something on Instagram, like let's say somebody's buying a coffee maker and they watch your video and then buy the coffee maker, you get a cut of that. So he's been building that up and just casting a wide net and just doing tons of like household products, buying, making videos, and sometimes there's been some too. He nobody major, but Chinese companies have sent him stuff. Like he got one that was a tire inflator for a car, so he went over there, had me help him. We inflated the tires on my truck, and he made a video on it. And then he was like, "Here, you want this?" because he doesn't have a car, so he's got no use for it. So I was like, oh, cool, free tire inflator. All right.
Yeah, sounds like an interesting fellow, your buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My question is, though, how does he make time for the 7 hours of television that we have to watch a night?
Yeah, that's where I run into a problem.
Yeah, you're telling me, buddy. You're telling me. All this trying to, be ambitious and reprogram my life and good habits and all that. Jesus, there's no time to binge watch my Netflix shows. Which I was gonna say, speaking of, but it's not a Netflix show. It's an HBO show. Might have to edit that out. I could say it's an HBO show. It's just we can't say the show yet until it all pops up. Anyways, Joel's done with the show. Just had lunch with him today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to, I asked him, and of course, it was with the context of, I don't expect much to come from it, but I'm going to beef up the resume, as I believe I've said before, for another acting buddy of mine who's got a manager that he wants to send it to, and then I'm gonna see if I can arrange like a lunch or something with Joel's manager. And like I said, I'm not expecting anything from it because I am, I have a lot of work to do with my career before I can even get on that level, I think. But I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, it's just good to touch base with people in the industry and see what they're looking for. So I'm working on that stuff too.
Hey man, it's all about networking, rubbing elbows.
That's why these sleeves are rolled, my buddy.
Yeah, there you go. See, the man's thinking ahead.
That's right. Rubbing them elbows.
But hey, I noticed the time is 6:51, so I'm about to have to go. All
right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. This is at 41 minutes and 30 or 4. Yeah. So because damn it, we are sticking to our hour-long thing. You're gonna come back after you get done, and we're gonna finish up the remaining 20 to 15 minutes. All right.
All right.
Or maybe we won't, but let's just try. Just text me when you get back.
Okay. If not, though, what's your schedule like tomorrow?
Working and shit. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll touch base. I have your information.
We do. We have each other's info. Okay. All right, man. Well, have another movie moment.
Hopefully so. We're building to another something great. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll all be on that journey and listen to what happens in a year's time.
All right, man.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. This episode of the Big Boys Podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a great platform and has all the tools you need to create a perfect podcast.
Well, how about that for another episode, dear listener? Just another one bites the dust. Another one bites the pizza crust. You see what I did there? That was a pizza pun, because I ate so much pizza during that last episode. It truly disgusts me. The fact that hearing that actually made me hungry for more pizza. What in God's name is wrong with me, dear listener? I'm an animal who must munch upon other animals that are put upon cheese in a delicious crust. Delicious, greasy crust. And congrats to John's trivia Olympic team. Gold medalist is what I got out of that conversation. I'm sure they're gonna do well in whatever the next Olympics are in 2024. Whether it be Shanghai or Vermont, I don't know, I don't really keep up with the Olympics, but I'm sure that wherever it is, they'll have a trivia team. And John and his boys and gals, well, they'll drunky-donk their way right up in it. Also, I'd like to replug his buddy there that does stuff. I gotta be honest, it just seems like that guy is a jack of all trades when it comes to promoting products via be Amazon or whatever have you. Good for him. Good for him for casting that wide net. Me, I'm much more of a shallow net caster, if you will, dear listener. I like to keep my nets at the very shallowest of the waters, and still find a way to drown myself in those puddles. It's been an interesting few weeks, dear listener. Highs and lows, and then lows again. My living situation appears to be up in the air once more, but I do plan to tackle it. I do plan to pulverize it into submission. You can count on that, dear listener. It aggravates me to no end, but I am going to stay on top of it, no doubt. In fact, I'm waiting to hear back from my still not official probation officer. Oh, how I love bureaucracy. I'm still one more probation officer away from getting my final probation officer. And I've had another wrench thrown into my whole living situation. In fact, this wrench landed right on my fucking head. And what a treat it has been to deal with that, time and time again. But hey, I digress, and I shall prevail. Whether it's screaming and concussed from a wrench hitting me over the side of the temple, I shall prevail nonetheless. And we know that you will too, whether it's hearing me chomp on a pizza pocket, suckling upon the Tita Mountain Dew, or hear John and Leslie talk about trivia facts. We all shall prevail, dear listener. We all shall prevail indeed. And that's the moral of the story I want you all to take away from here. Yes, whoop, there it is. Surprise, you're getting a moral. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you moralize it. That's a word. And in closing, I'd like to say as always, Como se llama hermana? Lo siento palapento. Good night, all of North Texas. And auf Wiedersehen, my fellow Los Angelos. This has been another episode of the Big Boys Podcast.
Big Boys is a podcast produced by Not So Funny or Proud Productions. The team consists of co-hosts, co-producers, and co-editors Brian Hickey and John Sorrells, better known as John the Great. For more information about the duo or this show, please visit us at bigboyspodspot.com. Or feel free to take a gander at our production page, notsofunnyorproud.com. Look us up on social media and follow us at Big Boys Podspot. New episodes drop every Thursday on every popular podcast hosting platform known to man. So please be sure to like, subscribe, vibe, describe, contrive, confide, collide, abide, preside, tell your tribe, and most importantly, do prescribe. Me and Elixir for talking out the side of my neck.